piece featuring Stefano Domenicali. And basically, if you know Formula One, you'll understand that there is currently a fee which new teams have to pay, which is called an anti-dilution fee, which means that every team gets a certain amount of money at the end of the season, and they don't want this to be diluted by having too many teams and having less money between those teams. So teams have to spend a certain amount of money when they join to add to this fund, so that it compensates the teams already in Formula One for this additional team. Now, currently it's set at $200 million, but a lot of the existing teams in F1 want to raise this level, triple it in fact, to $600 million, because they believe that the value of F1 has increased over recent years, and they believe that 200 million as a compensation is not enough. They want these new teams coming in to pay 600 million to add to effectively compensate them for having these extra teams. I'm not entirely sure whether this is a good thing or not. Apparently, Stefano is a fan, or at least is leaning towards doing this for the new teams that may or may not come into F1. Currently, there are 10 teams. They're looking at 11, perhaps 12 in the future. And so it's going to be interesting. He says the process of having another team has been launched by the FIA. In our governance, in our Concord, there is a possibility to do it, but the evaluation has to be done together to see from the technical perspective, from the sporting perspective, from the financial stability, and to make the bigger picture if a new team will give value to the league, to the sport, and there will be a different position. I think personally that, they're all about the cost cap. They're all about, lowering the costs for teams to make the smaller teams more competitive, so that the big teams don't just spend a bunch of money and win every race. They're talking about that, but then they're raising the goalposts by then saying, if you're a new team, you have to pay $600 million. You're not now 200, you've got to pay $600 million just to get in the gate. To me, that seems a little bit harsh. I think that, for small teams who could be competitive in some ways in F1, or teams that are thinking about it, it's going to put them off, isn't it? And I know that means a good thing in some ways. It gives you a better selection, teams that are more able to be sustainable in F1. But I think it's a backward step. I think you want teams that are going to be able to come in, that are going to offer value, that are going to offer, something that's going to be engaging and entertaining for the fans. But you don't want just a team that can afford $600 million. You want teams that are going to be able to come in, may not have $600 million straight away, but can work towards building a good, strong F1 team. So, but I'd love to hear your points, your views on this. Do you think it's a good idea for them to be tripling this entry fee for new teams? Do you think it's a good thing? Do you think that it will allow them to weed out some of the smaller teams who maybe wouldn't be able to sustain it? Or do you think that actually this is a bad idea and it's just going to stifle the growth of the sport, and means that the teams already in the sport are going to be just the same as they always are? Let me know down in the comments. I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, and don't forget to subscribe to get more Formula One news every single day.